Waterloo. Waterloo's big man, Randy Norris, their leader, Paul Boyce, and the brilliant all-round play of Peter Savage led Waterloo to the championship final as they defeated St. Francis 87-79. With a particularly strong fourth quarter, Savage led the way. Then the perennial champions, the University of Victoria, take on the University of Manitoba Bisons. Manitoba led by 21 at one stage, but in the second half, Clemens, her big man, their leader, Phil Ohl, and Graham Taylor came through. And after trailing most of the game, come back to defeat Manitoba 79-70 in overtime. Today, the University of Waterloo Warriors and the University of Victoria Vikings from Halifax, the 1985 CIAU Basketball Championship.
Bud salute.
But even though there is not a Maritime team here, you still got 6,000 people in the Met Center, and we, well, Brian Heaney, could have the closest final we've had in years, because these two teams have had great seasons, especially Waterloo, and Victoria had to fight hard to get where they are.
Well, that's right. In Waterloo today, they have to keep their poise, and they are a patient, a poised, and an experienced team. They also have to get their fast break going, something they've done all season long, starting with Randy Norris's rebounding and Rob Freeze in the backcourt breaking out ahead of most defenses. Finally, Savage can take this game over. He's the best player in the country, and we have to see him have a big game if Waterloo can do well.
And you mentioned the fast break, Brian, and the key man of the fast break is Randy Norris, who describes just what he's going to have to do if his team is going to win today.
It's a big, strong team like we are, so we match up well. I'm sure they're going to crash the boards and give me a hard time as far as getting the rebound out quickly goes. Hopefully our players will just be able to out-quick them up and down the floor. They'll have to send a few safeties back. If they don't, then I'm sure we'll be able to get the break going. It'll be a challenge, though, because they're big. We're going to have to box out. If we do box out, then the break will work. But it's going to be a long, hard game, and I just hope the players will all box out so we can get the boards going and, you know, get running, because once you get running, you get rid of a little apprehension here and there, which is always a problem before the game.
And Victoria have a big man, 7-foot Cord Clemens, and Cord has got to be effective early in today's game.
As do the other rebounders.
Well, I came out in the first half and I was really flat, and my intensity level really wasn't as high as it should be in a game like this. So today I'm just going to, before the game, I'm just going to really get myself prepared and try to raise my intensity level to a point that's going to be high enough when I come out. I'm going to be able to do what I did in the second half for both halves this game.
There's no way you can fall behind Waterloo like you did Manitoba and hope to come back, I don't think.
That's for sure. They're a very strong team, especially on offense. And I think if we get behind, it's going to be very hard to stop them enough times on defense to catch up, especially if it's as big a deficit as it was yesterday.
From Halifax, the 1985 CIAU Basketball Championship. Their pregame huddle, and they will be wearing predominantly black. And there you see Ken Shields with his assistant coach, Narva Schuber. Ken Shields, 3 times Coach of the Year, has had 5 consecutive national champions and shooting for number 6. And the University of Victoria will be wearing predominantly white. You see the 2 big men, number 54, Cord Clemens for Victoria, and his counterpart, Randy Norris, the 2 gentlemen you heard from prior to the game. But, of course, you've got to keep your eye on Peter Savage, number 21. What a basketball player he is. Paul Boyce is the leader, number 33. You've got that rookie guard who will perform so capably, and that is Tom Snyder. You've got number 10, Rob Freeze. For Victoria, you've got guards, number 11, Lloyd Scrubb. You've got number 15, Phil Ohl. Number 12 is Graham Taylor. Number 54 is Cord Clemens. And that will be the starters, along with 22, Dave Sheehan. And it's going to be interesting to see the early tempo as Scrubb goes right to the basket.
That was an aggressive move by Scrubb, Kenny, and he was a transfer student from the University of British Columbia, an engineering student. came over and sat out last year to play in the Victoria Viking program. He's got great quickness. We're going to see a lot of exciting play from him this afternoon.
And you know that one thing Don McRae stated, the early moments will decide so much in his opinion in this game, and he's hopeful he can come out quick. Rebound by Savage, number 21. Great speed. All-time great scorer. Freeze, number 10. The ball in the quarter being defensed by Taylor. Underneath, and Cord Clemens was there. And Victoria come back. In the early moments, Victoria showing their signs of maturity, but there was an errant pass taken by Freeze right to the basket.
Freeze does that as well as anybody in the country. When he gets in the open court, one-on-one, he's a very tough player to stop. He's got shifty moves to the hoop, and he made a great drive that time.
Don McRae told me at practice yesterday, if Freeze plays well, the team goes well.
That's right. Freeze is their leader. They believe in him, and he hit the crucial jump shot with no time on the clock in the Mid-East Regional to put Waterloo here.
Brian Heaney, the coach of the University of Toronto Blues. At the outset, Brian, I want to congratulate you because University of Toronto had an excellent season in a very tough conference.
Well, that's right, Ken, and we're very pleased with the progress the program has made. And, of course, like every other coach in the country, our goal is to one day be here.
And as we stated at the start, this final is and should be a dandy. I think basketball across the country was very competitive this year, was it not, Brian?
Very, very competitive. It was generally felt that any one of 11 or 12 teams could have made it to this Final Four, and that's a sign that it's improving across the country. There are a lot of great schools, and the future for the game is bright.
Boys tried to go to the basket, but it didn't drop. Oh, number 15 is the leader. Club, number 11. Excellent point guard. David Sheehan has been on 4 national championships. The jump shot is in from the top of the rim.
Sheehan is a great shooter. He had 18 points in the championship game last year. It's one of the first times he's had a chance to start and play regularly, and he put together a fine season this year. His size gives him an advantage because he squares up and he can shoot over most defenses. Victoria.
Passes into Taylor, number 12. Taylor's jump off the rim. The rebound taken by Sheehan. Victoria are a bigger basketball team overall. I think a little more physical. Would you agree?
Well, not only bigger, they're a little bit stronger. Although Waterloo is one of the strongest teams in the front court in the country, Vic really has some muscle to go along with their size. And just so she can get an offensive rebound, that's going to be a key to the game. Waterloo cannot let Victoria get second shots at the hoop. It does two things. Gives them a high percentage shot, but cuts Waterloo's chance to fast break out of off the defensive boards down. And that's a key part of Waterloo's offense.
Vic have an 8-2 lead. There's Tommy Snyder, the rookie. To Freeze. Freeze looking in. Nobody there. Can't find Randy Norris, and finally drives in, but it's no basket. Your officials, by the way, today, Don Klein of London, Ontario, and you have John Whalen of Calgary. Both of these officials have worked international competitions. John Whalen, you see there, and Don Klein worked the Olympics in Los Angeles, Brian.
That's right. Both have good court presence, and they're really poised on the court to make the players feel comfortable when they're doing a game.
Boyce underneath the Norris, and he went right to the basket.
There's the matchup, 7 feet against 7 feet, maybe even 7-1. The two big guys, maybe the first time in CIAU history that in a national championship game, two 7-footers have gone head-to-head.
You see the two 54s pushing each other under the basket. Randy Norris and Cord Clemens. Scrub. Clemens trying to go. He can't. It's on. It's battle for the rebound.
It's hot and heavy in there, but in the semifinal game, of course, Victoria got off to a very slow start against the University of Manitoba. Came out in the second half and virtually went to Cord Clemens at will. And you can see in the beginning of this game with Norris getting the ball in the low post and then Clemens that the coaches know where the win is at.
Jump shot by Savage is off, and back comes Taylor. Snyder picks him up. Underneath, intercepted. And back comes Freeze. Underneath. It's off. The rebound. Taylor, Victoria. Vic's lead 8-4 early in this Canadian University CIAU men's basketball final. Victoria have won 5 consecutive national championships. Cord Clemens. Again, his shot is off, and Randy Norris is there to take the rebound. Ahead to Snyder, down court to Boyce. Boyce's shot is off. Rebound. He tries it again. It won't go down. And Scrub takes over for Victoria.
It's a little lid on the basket at both sides. Both teams getting good quality shots, but the ball's just not dropping. I think the players are probably just a little bit tight at the outset of this half.
Norris took the rebound. Backcourt foul against Graham Taylor. And it's 8-4 early in this final. The 1985 CIAU Basketball Championship. Fields, head coach of the University of Victoria, and what's he telling his boys, Brian?
Well, he's encouraging them not to foul. Victoria has 3 team fouls up on the board to Waterloo's 1, and it's always good strategy to keep the opposing team out of the bonus situation in any half, so they've got to be careful and not foul. Secondly, Paul Boyce is a key player in the front court for Waterloo. Attention and focus has gone to Norris because of his size, but Boyce is a key and a strong forward. David Sheen's charged with the responsibility of keeping him off the board, so Ken Shields is encouraging them to make sure they contain Boyce.
There was a key play by young Graham Taylor. Just in review, the other night against Manitoba in the semifinals, Victoria fell behind at one stage by 21 points, trailed by 18 at the half, and came back to win it in overtime against Manitoba. So they're never out of there. Norris on the fast break. The freeze. That's the play.
That is vintage Waterloo, Ken, for the Ontario teams that had to face them all year long. Norris to freeze was one of the key plays in their offense and enabled them to score over 80 points a game in conference play.
They are a high-scoring team. Now Taylor underneath to Clemens, and Clemens was defense by Boyce.
Good aggressive play by Boyce. He didn't protect himself, and there's a psychological advantage that would go Victoria's way if Clemens had sprung free and gotten that dunk shot. So Boyce gave up with himself and made sure that he wasn't going to get the easy shot. He put him on the foul line.
Paul Boyce, by the way, is the leader. There's Cord Clemens up the line. Watch Paul Boyce, number 33. You'll see him talking. You'll always see him urging his teammates to perform better. He is the take-charge guy. Paul Boyce from Sudbury, that great basketball town that produced the 2 Pasquale brothers, Eli. And there's a problem.
Okay, this one is 33.
Problem with the clock.
Okay. How many fouls have you got on Black? Yes, 3 was on the... That's all you got then.
I got one.
Snyder, that's right. 3-5. 3-5. Yeah. Okay, we're going to get started. I got the lanes here. Let's go.
Okay, Ken, there was a discrepancy over at the table on who the foul was charged against 35 or 33. And, of course, had it gone against Boyce, or the previous foul would have gone against Boyce, you put in one of Waterloo's premier frontcourt players in foul trouble sooner than he ought to be. So I think they've gotten that straightened away.
Going in with a shot, but this time it's off. Rebound taken by Paul Savage. Savage against Ole. That'll be a key matchup also. Bounce pass to Tom Snyder. Snyder of Waterloo. To Freeze. To Norris. Norris is off. Loose ball. Victoria. Taylor breaks out to Lloyd Scrub. Scrub off the rim. Rebound by Freeze. Fires the pass to Norris. Back out to Boyce. And it's 9-8. Victoria lead by 1. 14:32 left in the first half.
And the Waterloo break is key to their offense, and they've scored 3 of those 4 baskets off their transition game thus far.
All number 15. David Sheehan under the cord. Clemens, and he dropped it.